everyone, my name is Jackie. Thank you for joining me for What We're Reading Wednesday. Today I'm going to talk about The Lyons of Fifth Avenue by Fiona Davis. Fiona Davis writes what I like to call historical building fiction. Her books focus on different historical landmarks like the Chelsea Hotel, the Barbizon Hotel, the Dakota, Grand Central Terminal, and now the New York Public Library. She does a great job, marvelous job in bringing these buildings to life, writing about them during their heydays and all their majesty and grandeur and excitement. The buildings become not only the location for the story, but another character, a witness to all the events unfolding throughout time. This book automatically intrigued me, The Lyons of Fifth Avenue, because one of the main characters actually lives inside the New York Public Library. Laura Lyons and her family, her husband is the superintendent of the library, and her two children live inside the library. And I have to say, as someone who works in a library and a lover of books, that is the dream. Who wouldn't want to live inside of a library? Fun fact, Seymour Library's first librarian, Maddie Bullard, actually lived above the Seymour Public Library when it was housed in the Phoenix building. Another fun fact that made me want to read this book is that the firm Career and Hastings, who designed Seymour Public Library, also designed the New York Public Library, and we both have lions. Seymour Library's lions are located in front of our old lobby entrance. You can see them above the door guarding the library. I will add a picture to the end of this video so that you can check them out. But back to the book, it follows two women. Laura Lyons in 1913. She is a mother to two young children, and she decides that she kind of wants to carve out a piece of her life, kind of find a new identity, and she enrolls in Columbian Journalism School. While on assignment, she meets a doctor, Amelia, and Amelia introduces her to the Heterodoxy Club, which is a group of radical female thinkers, radical for the time, that meet. They talk about what's going on with their lives and within their professions, different movements they're part of, suffrage, all of that within the club. And Laura starts to meet with these women and go to their events and parties, and she becomes more bohemian and starts to want to carve out a life for herself within kind of this sphere, and that clashes really hard with her identity or her duty to be a mother and a wife. And at the same time, her husband, who seems supportive but is kind of only supportive when it's convenient to him, starts to say, point out that she's not fulfilling her duty, she's not taking care of the children. And then at the same time, he is trying to write this manuscript that he's been working on forever, and that Laura has been super supportive of, but now feels like it's her time to get out there into the world and discover who she is as a person. Amongst all that happening, some rare books go missing. Then you jump forward to 1993 and you follow Sadie Donovan, who is actually the granddaughter of Laura Lyons. She works as a curator at the New York Public Library, and as a coworker ends up leaving the library unexpectedly, and Sadie steps in, or is promoted to head curator or head of her department, and now is responsible for putting on this huge exhibit, which is going to be released to the public in a couple weeks or a month, something like that. It's immediate in the future. And while she's organizing all of that and planning through the craziness, some rare books start disappearing from her timeline as well. And then I start turning towards her as a possible suspect for these disappearing books. And she knows about her grandmother's past, that the books disappeared. And she starts to unravel that history further and start to try to hunt down who is the culprit, and you find the connections through the two histories as you discover who it is and where both of the women kind of end up. I really enjoyed this book. I would highly recommend it to people who love historical fiction, who love libraries, who are looking for a quick read. The book isn't too long. My family book club read this book and we loved it. It's also a Good Morning America book club book, so lots of people reading this. I would definitely add it to your fall or winter reading list. Thank you for joining me for What We're Reading Wednesday.